My name is Andrew Fagucci, and I've prepared myself to give a persuasive speech informing you or persuading you about uh, the issues with criminal background checks. Not that it's a complete problem, but it definitely hinders people's ability to get jobs if you've committed that type of offense. So, just like everyone, to just imagine yourself in that situation so you could basically empathize with that person or those people that have gone through that before. Because if you can't empathize with them, then you're not going to be able to understand at all. So that's the main thing right now. Just imagining that situation, the hardship you just went through. Granted, you did put yourself in that situation. It was a mistake, whatever you did, and you served your time. And then on top of that, you got to get out and you got to deal with probation now. Probation, that's a whole nother process. You gotta basically, you're in jail, but you're able to be on the outside. But anytime you messed up or did something, to violate that, there's certain stipulations you need to follow. And those things include you gotta get a job. So now we gotta get the job. We're forced to get the job, whoever you are in your situation. And now you gotta worry about the background check. That's a big issue. Some companies they only say, "Oh yeah, put down if you've had a felony or something like that." But a majority of them they want to know if you've had anything on your criminal record because they really want to evaluate the person that's coming in to work for their company. And that's all well and good, but I see that these people aren't getting the proper chance. They did their time and now they're getting out and they're being discriminated in a way because of what they've done. Not necessarily who they are or the color of their skin, but the things they've done. And should these people really be identified by what they've done or what they're trying to do now? So at that point, you got to question the government's motives on the background check and sending them to jail. You wanted to rehabilitate these guys, and now you're not giving them a chance. You're giving them less of a chance to be able to rehabilitate themselves than anybody else in the world, because once they do submit their background check, most of the time, if you're going against somebody that doesn't have nothing, you're not going to get the job. So that's one thing that you really need to evaluate at that time. Is that really the right thing to do? How are these guys ever going to get back in society? We take them out, put them away, alienate them from everything that's going on, and they have to get accustomed back to the ways of life. And then now, also on top of all that, now they got to submit to these background checks, probation. Next thing, my solution to this would be that these guys, unless they had felonies or higher, the severity, it would really mainly be depending on the severity of the crime. The only things that I see would warrant background checks or not getting a proper opportunity would be things that they should really be aware of, that are like burglaries, stealing. You don't want nobody stealing from your company, or murder, attempted murder, rapes, things like that. Those are just some serious crimes that you really can't overlook. But these minor offenses that these guys are getting labeled for just doesn't matter to me. Summary offenses, misdemeanors. Is that really, like, you want to ruin this guy's life now? Because sometimes the government, they get money for putting people in jail, or that's why I heard they're building more jails than they are schools, which is really crazy to me. So the end of the day, basically just take this into consideration. They had a pass, everybody got a pass, everybody's made mistakes, but these guys' mistakes cost them a lot more than any of us have done. So, you just got to see what comes of this, other than the government getting money out of this. That's really the main thing that I would think about it. So, that was basically all I have to say on this subject. Is at the end, it's just really for you to determine how you feel about this, if you think that plan of action would work. And personally, I don't see anything wrong with that situation. Things being decriminalized, the government's already kind of heading towards that with certain drug offenses. They're being a little taken into consideration more, such as things like marijuana. But that's a whole other subject. So I just thank you for hearing my speech. That's it.